Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today, very unexpectedly, we are on the move. We have become manager of Barcelona. It's a massive step up, and I'll be honest, I didn't think we'd get given an opportunity like this at this point. Obviously, having won the Carabao Cup and the Conference League being the big one, of course, we are growing in our reputation in the game at the moment. But to become manager of Barcelona as we enter season 10, I think, is remarkable, to be quite honest. I think it's a massive step up. It's going to be a massive test. It's a very aging squad, and we'll get into all that today and see how we do. Um, we've joined at the start of August, so there's only 2 weeks until the season actually gets underway. So we've not got a lot of time to try and rebuild the squad a little bit. But we have got a bit of money to spend, and we'll just see what we can do in the rest of the transfer window. So as you can see, sparking plenty of heated debate with my appointment to Barcelona. Xavi was favourite at one point, and Fernando Gago was favourite at one point. So Xavi has obviously already left the club, and then he was currently unemployed. A number of my staff are coming from Brentford with me as well. Some of them are very good staff, so I thought it'd be nice to try and keep some of the team with me. And they're very happy with the way that I like to set up as well. So again, that is another match going forward. It's not that Rodri. As far as I'm aware, it isn't the Rodri. No, it's not. He's the assistant manager. He's actually awaiting a work permit to go to Liverpool by the looks of things. So we are going to be looking for a new assistant manager. State of the art training facilities, state of the art youth facilities, exceptional youth recruitment. Everything is in place at Barcelona for us to be a success. Um, I do tend to focus on younger players, as we know, and that is going to be no different here. We need to get some big young stars through the door, and you'll understand that when we have a look at the squad. Bear in mind, like I say, we are 10 seasons in, and a lot of these players were already main stars at other clubs. So you got Raheem Sterling, Luis Diaz, Gonçalo Ramos. Pedri's in his late 20s, I think, so he is certainly going to be a big star for us in that midfield. Frenkie de Jong, Ronald Araujo, Koundé, all of this whole team are real players. Balde's in his late 20s as well. He's going to be a key player for us, either at left back or on the wing, so we'll see exactly where we match up when we have a look at the squad. So they want us to play attacking, possession and entertaining football. They want us to work within the wage budget, obviously. They want us to grow the club's reputation. They're 5 star out of 5 stars, so I'm not entirely sure how I can do that. I think it's just be a case of win as many things as we can. We have to maintain the best youth system in the country and in the world. So that's a bit of pressure, isn't it? Maximum 1 year contracts for players over 33, 2 year over 31, 3 years over 29. I tend to do that kind of thing anyway. Minimum 4 year contracts for first team players outside of those parameters. We have a number of players. I did have a quick look. There's a number of players that are over the age of 33 anyway. If we let them all go at the end of the season for free, it's a big if, of course, but we'll be saving about £1.5 million in wage budget a week. So that would be quite the changeover, but again, we'll see what happens when we have a good look at the team. They want us to reach the latter stages of the Champions League, challenge for the Spanish Cup and qualify for the Champions League for this season. So the pressure is off a little bit. They don't want us to win everything this season, just qualify for the Champions League. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, after that, obviously, it's a case of winning, just winning all the time. If we're head to head with Real Madrid, I'm guessing we'll be okay, but we'll have to wait and see on that as well. Supporter culture and expectations are pretty much the same. Obviously, they want us to win the first division, become recognised as the best of the rest in the league. I'm guessing they've not had too good a form in recent seasons. Finish above Espanyol, who are rivals, and obviously be competitive against Real Madrid. Yes, we'll meet the media, that's fine. So, here we go. Let's see what's going on. Oh my word. So all of these staff look set to go to Liverpool. I'm guessing that the previous manager of Barcelona has... Oh yeah, Unai Emery went to Liverpool, of course he did. So all of these coaching staff will be going with him. That makes sense, so that's fine. We'll take stock of that as we need to. Got £95 million, £6 million in wage budget. We'll create the tactic after, but let's have a look and see where we're at with the team. Okay, so we've got Hedl, Olafsson. There's a few players transfer listed as well already. I think the best thing to do is just have a look and go in that way. So Nicholas Hedl is a goalkeeper, 30 years of age. He's just signed for them, I might add, so he isn't a player that we can do anything with. Jules Koundé is there, 32 years old on 250 grand a week. He's still got quality, he's still got plenty of fitness and pace as well. So he will probably stay at the club for the time being. He's got 2 years left on his current contract. Lucas Perez doesn't seem to be much cop to me. He's transfer listed anyway. So intrigued to know. See, they wanted 28 million for him. It's not even worth that. I'll try and offload him. Get about £10 million for him. That would be fine. Lautaro Martinez, 33 years of age. Again, still got pace and work rate. So again, he can be a player that we use this season. We'll review things going forward. Obviously, these are top class players. They are going to be able to play into their mid-30s, but it's just I don't like to. It's quite an odd feeling, really. His contract, incidentally, is actually out of ending this season. So, again, things to look into and really take stock of. Juan Carlos Molina, a left back, he's only 21. This is the kind of player that we need to build the team around. He is going to be the future of this Barcelona side, and we need young Spanish talent. Incidentally, I wanted to buy Mourinho, the goalkeeper that we had at Brentford, but unfortunately, just before we left, he had his release clause met by Manchester City, so we sold him for 74 million in the end. So he isn't a player that we'll be able to bring in. Nahuel Molina, he's out of contract at the end of this season. Again, 33 years of age. He's not too bad, but I think he might be a player that we look to offload, to be honest. I mean, at 33 years of age, and he's not going to be a first teamer. I think he's just a player that we need to be getting rid of. Elias Raffan Olafsson is an Icelandic goalkeeper. He seems okay as a backup. He's worth 20 odd million though, so that is something. We will look at trying to get a young goalkeeper in, and obviously we need to look into our youth system as well. We'll keep him for now. Pedri, 28 years of age. We're not letting him go anywhere, of course. Andrea Pinamonte, again, he's not the worst of strikers, but he isn't Barcelona quality, and he's currently transfer listed as well. So, what's his actual valuation? 11.5 to 12.5. I think, to be honest, he can probably go. If we can get around 10 million for some of these older players, it would be ideal. And then we can really take stock of what we have. Gonçalo Ramos, he's 30 years of age, but again, he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's a very good striker. He's a player that we can, for the time being at least, just build a team around for the next couple of seasons. Abel Ruiz, he's not a bad backup striker, to be honest, but his work rate isn't the best. And again, we'll just have a quick look and see what his actual valuation is. Yeah, so it's not too far out, really. but I think he could be a player that we let go as well. If we can get around 15 million for him, it would be ideal. The thing is with these aging players as well, if they're not going to play regularly, to me it makes sense to cash in on them while we can. Because obviously, the further along we go, we won't be able to make any margin of either profit or just money in general. Nicholas Seevold, 30 years of age, Austrian. Again, quite a solid looking player. 30 years of age, he's got a couple of years left on his contract. He's a player that we can focus in on for the time being. Bernardo Silva has just signed for Barcelona on a free transfer. It seems to, I think the mentality of this Barcelona side has just gone a little bit wayward. The fact that they've signed a 36-year-old on a free transfer, they didn't really need him either. He's only an impact sub-type player as well. He's a very good one, Bernardo Silva, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of his, being a City fan anyway. But I don't think he's going to get much game time for us. So, in my opinion, it's 80 grand a week that's going to waste, to be honest. But we can't sell him, obviously, because he's only just signed. So, Raheem Sterling, 36 years of age, and again, he's losing his pace a little bit, but again, his attributes are reasonably strong. But again, I think he might be a player. I mean, he's in the last year of his contract anyway. Um, Valuation-wise, he's not worth masses of money. I think he's probably going to be a player that we do let go. It seems like a shame for some of these players because obviously they are good. So they've been good, strong players for all of their careers, but I don't want to be playing players that are going to be struggling for the way that I play as well. Tomiyasu, good solid wing back. He's still quite decent as well, to be fair. I think we can keep him. But he's on £400,000 a week. That is ridiculous amounts of money for him to be on. He's got 2 years left on his deal. Jan Paul van Heck. Again, seems like a solid defender, 31 years of age. I'm sure we can make use of him for the next couple of years. Verelst, who's a 20-year-old Belgian under-21 international attacking midfielder. Again, this is the kind of player that we need to focus in on. He's got good passing ability, good off the ball and determination there as well. He is certainly going to be that type of player that we want to keep a hold of. We're not going to have him available for loan. He's a player that we definitely want to make use of. Ronald Araujo, not Roland. 32 years of age, and again, still very solid with his physicals. And, I mean, mentality-wise, he is probably one of the strongest defenders you could get. Again, he's got 2 years left on his contract. He's absolutely fine for the time being. Alejandro Balde, 27 years of age, can play wing-back, normal out wide or as attacking winger, and he's full of pace and he's got very good ability defensively and attacking. He is definitely a player that we're going to build this team around. He's got 4 years on his contract, 375 grand a week. The wages are something that I want to try and reduce if I can at times, but again, we'll have to see how we do. Frankie de Jong, a year left on his contract. He's on 300 grand a week, and again, he's still quite a solid player, but he's 34 now. I don't know how long he's going to have left at the club. Are we going to cash in on him? I'm not entirely sure yet. He's still one of the best players at the club, and obviously with his midfield statistics over the years, you could probably see why. Charles de Ketelaere, 30 years of age, again very good ability currently, still got very good physicalities as well. 2 years left on his contract, but again 350 grand a week. Luis Diaz, yeah, he's a very good player, but he's one of those players that we could probably just let go now, I think. I'm not entirely sure what he's worth. Yes, you see, they were after 2.5 million. He's not even worth that. I think it's literally just going to be a case of trying to just get whatever we can for some of these players. I'm guessing Luis Diaz at one point obviously was a key player, but but now probably not so much. Emmerich is a 22-year-old defender, 6'3", really good physicals. He might need some work. A lot of his mental attributes are actually very good. Positioning isn't the best, and his actual defensive attributes aren't the best either. But I think he could come good. We'll keep an eye on him. Tobias Gonzalez, 21-year-old striker slash winger, full of pace, decent work rate, determination is good. Could be a good finisher as well. He's got plenty of potential, so he's going to be in and around the squad, and that will do it. So we've transfer listed a few players. We're looking at trying to offload at least 6, possibly 7 players. In terms of the development centre, a couple of decent players down there. Lawrence de Jong is down there. I think, yeah, potential ability is not the best, but he's worth a decent amount of money, to be fair. I think he might be a player that we let go, to be honest. He's 22 now, so you'd think he would make the grade, wouldn't you? I think if we can get the 12 million release clause, that would be ideal. Eloy Gelmer, he looks like a very good young centre-back, doesn't he? He can go into the senior team, I think. So if we actually have a look at the Barcelona B team, obviously things work a bit differently in Spain. They have a proper B team that are set up in the lower leagues. So obviously there's a lot of young talent here at Barcelona. There's players with plenty of potential, as well as players here that are 2-star current ability. I mean, Fabrizio Tropiano, a 22-year-old left back, again, not a bad looking player. Roger, who's a right winger, again, not a bad looking player. Arnold, yeah, you see, these players are 2-star currently. Montoya's probably not potentially going to make the grade. Forgas, again, I'm not entirely sure yet. Rivera, again, not entirely sure. Dan Cunil, not sure. Eric Catala, not sure. Bernard Fofana, he's definitely going to move up. If we can get some of these players into the first team this season, see where they stand, I think we could potentially do okay with some of them. Again, potential-wise, some of them aren't the best, but it's extra bodies into the senior setup, and if we can do it like this, I'd be quite happy, to be honest. But it is going to be difficult, and we're going to have to take stock of exactly what we have at this club. There's a lot of talent here, and as you can see, there's some players that aren't quite as good now, but they've got a lot of potential. So, plenty to be looking at, that is for sure. Let's have a look at the under-19, shall we? So again, players with plenty of potential in the under-19s as well. Nothing particularly jumping out at the minute. Alvaro Valbuena will probably end up coming through. I think as an 18-year-old he can come into the senior squad as well for the time being. Obviously we haven't actually got any friendlies to play either, so this is another thing. We've got to get players up to speed very, very quickly. I don't know if I can arrange any friendlies at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. Plenty of valuation in some of these young players as well, though, which is what I like to see. So, again, if things don't necessarily work out for some of them, they will potentially get good money for them, so that's something at least. So, certainly a lot to think about, that is for sure. Obviously, going forward, it is going to be a bit difficult. They like to do tiki-taka. I mean, I've been playing Gegenpress for a long while with Brentford, and it's certainly worked out for us. Because of the age of this squad, I don't think necessarily we can do Gegenpress, but at the same time, tiki-taka is a pressing formation. It's strange. I've always done Gegenpress. I don't think I've ever done a tiki-taka. I mean, it's the way that Barcelona plays. It always has been. So I think we'll try the Gegenpress. We'll see how it goes. We'll definitely do this 4-3-3 setup. There's three playmakers in midfield. I can't have three playmakers in midfield. Yeah, you see, this is the problem for me with tiki taka. I don't like having three playmakers. What about vertical tiki taka? It's a bit more direct, this one. No, I'm going to have to go for Gegenpress. It's going to be difficult, I think, but hopefully it will work out for us. Having just the one playmaker to me works better. And obviously with the way the midfield's set up, it's going to be a bit more rigidity. And I think for now, that's how we're going to have to do it. Um, Goalkeeper is just going to be a goalkeeper. I don't like sweeper keepers. There are goalkeepers in the game that do it extremely well. Every time I watch City play, Ederson makes me so nervous. And I'm sick to death of it, to be quite honest. I think everyone else can be set up the way they are. Um, and then we'll see what happens. I'm going to have to take stock of the squad. We're going to be trying to offload a few players, like I said. I mean, it is a heavy, heavy squad. There's a lot of players here. And I think overall we need to just take the numbers down. Well, we need to take the numbers down a bit, but at the same time, we need to focus in on certain positions. I think wingers, we are a little bit short. Diaz and Sterling, if with them leaving, we will need wingers. I think wingers and a striker are going to be the first focal point, to be honest. Defensively, we've got plenty of options, I think. We've got Kunde and Araujo, Tomiyasu, and Molina and Balde. Again, I think the depth's there, but not necessarily in the strength. So we've got a lot of work to do here. We'll have to see how we get on. And in terms of the schedule, 3rd of August right at the moment, and our first game is at home against Valencia on the 17th. I might try and get a couple of friendlies in this first week just to take stock of where we're at. Obviously, they've only had 2 friendlies against Gimchin and Pohang. They won them both, fair play, but we need a little bit more match fitness going into these first 3 games because they're going to be tough games. Sevilla at home, Athletic Bilbao away and Valencia at home there. We'll have a look. What I was thinking about doing was Valencia and Bilbao, but we've got Real Madrid there, unless we do Real Madrid later in the season. Where is Real Madrid? So Real Madrid's actually at the start of February, so that could work out quite well. Because they have a winter break as such. So depending on how it works out, we'll leave January out of commission and we'll come back for Bilbao and Madrid there. So looking at that, we'll get some transfers done, hopefully, and we'll just take stock of where we are, and we'll do the Valencia home game in our first proper episode here at Barcelona. And again, take stock of where we're at. Hopefully, we can do some business, and we'll see how we get on. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. And this is Big Will from Spain, signing away.